Hello, everyone, and welcome to ROKStudios. I'm Stan Miller. I'm PR and Analyst Relations Manager for Rockwell Automation in the EMEA region, and I'm joined today by Dafni Vakasi. She is Senior Smart Manufacturing Manager at BIC. Dafni, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, Stanley. Thank you for having me here. It's really nice being with you to have this interview.
Dafni, today we're here to talk a little bit about the new discipline of manufacturing leadership: visibility, scale, and execution. My first question for you, from your perspective, how has the definition of operational excellence evolved in recent years? And what expectations do senior leaders place on manufacturing beyond traditional KPIs?
Yes, Stanley, today leaders don't care that much about, the scrap, the traditional KPIs like OE percentage, all of this. They care more to see the systems connecting, having more insights inside that world. So, if you have MES with the CMMS, our systems talking to each other, the data get way more insightful. And of course, for us in BIC, where we are a company with multiple sites, we want to be able to get insights in enterprise-wide, not just for each one. We need to develop as a company as a whole.
That makes perfect sense. And it sets me up to great for my next question. Global manufacturers like yourselves, right, sometimes are challenged to balance consistency with local responsiveness. Uh, how do you think leaders should approach standardization so it enables performance and learning rather than risk limiting those team members on the ground?
Yeah, was actually a really big challenge for us because, as I said before, we had all these sites in big. And in our journey, we decided first on a pilot, and you will have all the different sites, kind of not really keen on the standardization. It can be what you said, the model can be really restrictive. So we really always need to find the flexible side. So the senior management cares about on the what, what we're getting out of the systems, but the how we need to be a bit more flexible with. So what we have done is we have created a core model, and this encompasses the data. We need to make sure that the data is comparable. We need to make sure that traceability is the same everywhere. But then we have made some adjustments on each site on how we capture this information, because each site has a different maturity level digitally, or it could have more automation, yes. And it also has more fluctuation in workforce. So we really need to be able to adapt in small ways.
Yeah, absolutely. So talking about real-time visibility, right? It's
Yeah.
obviously it's certainly important. Um, my question, what role does execution discipline play in turning that operational data into meaningful decisions? How do you take that data and turn it into turn it into insight and then
Yeah.
turn it into action? What does that look like from your perspective?
So you understand through the years, all the companies are building dashboards. It started with, the paper-based dashboards, now digital dashboards, and every company I've been to, every factory, they have built their own dashboards. But unless people start really looking and make a decision based on this data, nothing really changes. It's just information. So usually for me, it starts from leadership level. The leaders need to insist that this is a single source of truth. Now we are working with this data. You cannot say, I have way too much overtime without being able to explain where this overtime is, what dates, noticing some patterns in it. That is where they also need to insist on seeing. And then that slowly changes the culture locally. It's not just what I feel pressure in the moment, it's more, okay, I can see a trend happening and then I can build my case.
That's great perspective, Daphne. And I know, having seen all the progress you guys have made over the years, it's really something fantastic to see. Let me ask you this. As production environments become more complex, how important is it for manufacturing systems to support the people and not
Yeah.
just the machines? And what leadership behaviors help make that adoption, uh, help drive that adoption? What's your perspective on that?
So for sure, one of the biggest, I say, difficulties we have when implementing a system is never the technology. Okay, because Rockwell Plex have come so far on that aspect. So for us, we will find the technical solution, but people and adoption and change management is where we find the most difficulty, because you need to really go inside and really help them in that sense. If even the operator, if the team leader do not embrace a new system, you're not going to be moving forwards. The system probably will be replaced. So it's really important for us to make sure that it's as intuitive as it can be for them, as easy it is. It's not there to add more work, it's there to reduce their workload. And then for the management perspective, it's more, as I said before, is the single source of truth, trusting on the data, and inspiring the people that, you know, we are going this way, we are moving towards the future, and that, yeah.
And you guys have done an incredible job with that. I mean, having met some of the team members at one of your plants and how passionately they felt
Yeah.
about the whole project as a whole, it was really inspirational. So, I mean, to your point, without having the people on board, technology can only get you so far. You guys have done an incredible job bringing the team and connecting the team to that overall journey. Dafni, let me ask you this last question. Looking ahead, what do you believe will distinguish manufacturers that successfully scale their operations across multiple sites and regions from those companies that remain stuck with just isolated improvements?
Well, Stanley, I think there are three key components in this. The first one is standardization that allows some flexibility. So we really need to make sure that what we build, each system configuration we put in place, follows a standard, a core model. The second one will be integration of systems. So we really need those systems not to exist in silos. We need them to communicate with each other, exchange information, so we can get those good insights. And the third one will be change management. Of course, people are the front. Our systems are always business-led. We follow the needs of the people, and then we need to follow with the data and their daily routines. The meetings that they have need to be structured around information existing. So yeah, I would say these are the really key components for us.
Excellent perspective. Dafni, this has been a great interview. Thank you so much for joining us in the
Thank you.
studio today.
Thank you so much, Stanley.
And thank you for watching. If you'd like to learn more about industrial automation and digital transformation, visit rockwellautomation.com.